We celebrate today the feast of Saint Stephen, the first martyr. Stephen was one of the 7 deacons who was appointed by the apostles when there were complaints about the distribution of food. He was therefore a server, one who reached out in love. The first reading from the Acts of the Apostles tells us why Stephen was stoned to death. Stephen was fearless. When he was asked to stand up for the truth, he dared to stand up for the truth. Even when he was threatened with death and asked to accept falsehood, Stephen would not do that. And the reason why he would not do that is because the Lord who had gone before him also stood for the truth. And Stephen would obey his Lord rather than human beings. Stephen would obey the truth rather than falsehood. Stephen would even be willing to face death rather than live with falsehood and pronounce that falsehood. In the gospel text, Jesus speaks about the mission on which he is sending his disciples, and Stephen was one of those whom Jesus sent on mission. And even as Jesus sends his disciples, he warns them about the persecutions that will come only because they will stand for the truth. People do not want to be faced with the truth. Many people will prefer falsehood. And those who prefer falsehood will persecute them, will ridicule them, and if necessary, even kill them. It happened in the case of Stephen. However, even as the Lord predicts persecution, the Lord also provides encouragement for his disciples. He tells them not to be afraid to stand for the truth because God is on their side. Even though if it might seem at a particular moment that God is absent and God is not present, Jesus is inviting his disciples to continue to persevere in their stance for the truth. Stephen heard the voice of the Lord. Stephen reflected on the instructions of the Lord, and Stephen lived out those instructions in his life. Today, many still prefer falsehood to truth. Many prefer lies to what really is. And it is not always easy to stand up for the truth. And there are times when we might go back. There are times when we might be frightened. There are times when we might want to give up and take the side of those who are on the side of falsehood. But here, Stephen provides inspiration. Here, the Lord's exhortations provide inspiration that the Lord will be with us like he was with Stephen, even when he was being stoned to death. Even at that moment of agony, Stephen never gave up, but continued to place his trust in the Lord. And that is why today, 2,000 years later, is regarded as a witness, a martyr for the truth. Will each one of us, in imitation of Stephen, dare to stand up for the truth and face whatever challenges come our way? That will be our gift to Stephen. That will be our contribution to Stephen. That will be putting our faith in the promises of the Lord. A very happy feast of Saint Stephen.